Hello, Jamshedpurians. I came here to the province in 1966. When I came in here, Tony Roberts was a provincial. He was a vice provincial at that time. And he was augmented with 62 other Americans who were there in the province. We were about 10 Indians within the province. Here, I stayed in Lupagutu because that's where I did my regency. During the year of regency, I started first learning language. After 1 week, I found it difficult to keep up the language. So I said to Father Roberts, either send me to the theology or send me to teach. He told me if I went to the theology, I would not know anybody in the province. So he made me sure that I would stay in the province as well as teach the Lupagutu. Now in general, most of the time I found the Americans were very simple and extremely caring. And Joe Lacey was asked to go to the Loyola school to help out immediately. So Rob Curry and I began studying. I began teaching. Then at the end of each week, we should go to Jamshedpur on Friday evening, and I should go to St. Mary's. Rob Curry will go to Colbury. And after the ministry on Saturday, Sunday morning, Sunday evening, I should return to Jamshedpur. So up to that, after 1 year, at the end of 66, 67, Father Tony Roberts asked me if I would like to go for theology. And I said, anywhere. So he made sure that when he went there, he talked to the Manila provincial, and he made sure that I went there to Manila together with Walter Kungari and Stan Dodusamy. The three of us went there to Manila. And also we got to know that working among the Americans, especially all the professors in the theology, were all Americans. So together with them, we worked till we were ordained in 1971. Our ordination happened in Manila, 1970, because nobody could come here from the province. So we were ordained and we came back to the province here. Father Tony Roberts was exemplary in the way in which he was doing that. He was always found at 6 o'clock, morning or evening, in the chapel. He was spending his time in prayer. When we went for manifestation of conscience, he was there with a whole lot of books in front of him. He was correcting the papers, he was talking to us, and he was spending all the time there. I came here, I went straight to XLRA in 1970. Bill Tobe was the rector of XLRA, and he was interested in me studying something about management studies. And then during the first time, in June, I went to Bombay. Packy McFarlane was there at that time. He sent me to do a study on evangelization in Andhra Pradesh. After teaching there, I started coming to Bombay. I taught my first course in television production to the students from January till June of that month. 45 students were there, and they were brilliant in all the aspects. I went back to the province. By the time John Gaidara had become the provincial. John Gaidara was essentially a man of action. He carried always in his pocket the amount of money he had. With that he went in, he bought a car and he drove the car the whole length of the provincialate. When I went to the States, he sent me to the States. I was in a parish. I was totally unknown. I didn't know anything about Americans. I learned about Americans. And I came back in 1974 to Bombay to teach another course in television. 1975 I went. By the time John Gaidara had changed his mind, and he asked me to come back to the province. So 1976, March, I came back. I came back in 1979. I went to England for studies, and I came back 1984 to continue to teach there from XLRI till 2012. 2012, I came to Bhubaneswar to be part of XIMB, and that's where I am now. Now, with regard to the people other people who were there, Kardincha was continued to be the parish priest at that time. He was very strict, very demanding, and very respectful in many other ways. John Gaidara was at that time parish priest of CKP. He was very helpful, but then he was very much taken up with the people. John Didi was at that time in Lupagutu, and he was there with the people with whom he was working with a scholarship of the whole language. He did a lot of things. These three provincials that I noticed, Tony Roberts, Bill Tove, and John Gaidara, they were different type of people. Tony Roberts was essentially a man of prayer. Bill Tove was essentially a spiritual man. At the same time, it was adapted spirituality. Whereas John Gaidara was essentially activist. So with these three people I worked, and I managed to communicate to them as best. As we look at the whole province, we find today there are no Americans. The last of the Americans died. They're just in their Gaidara residence. Now we have got only the Indian provincials. The Indian provincials have assumed the role of responsibility more or less in line with Americans. They are honest, they are open, they are hardworking, and they respond to the needs of the hour. If we continue along this line, we would have a province which will be successful, at the same time very fruitful. Because the Indian Jesuits, they really understand us better, more than the Americans. And in terms of working hard, they demand from us an equal amount of hard work, so that together we can make our province great. To the young scholastics, especially those who are in formation, I wish them well, and I know that they have to work very hard, especially in the college days, because we don't have a college. We were sending out our men to Madras and to Palamgota and Trichy, as well as to Andhra, as well as to Gujarat. These people who are studying at present, they must learn to become fully conversant with their language. Whatever they are studying, if they are studying various languages, they should be very conversant. At the same time, they should be more taken up with their subjects also. I find if they are able to work together and prepare themselves well, they can do a tremendously good job. We notice we used to be large number of scholastics. When I was ordained, we were about 70 scholastics. The number went up to 100. Then again it started going down. But no matter how many we are, we can be great power in the province if we learn, each of us, our language, our subjects, and are able to do what we are expected to do. What we are expected to do is to be responsible, at the same time be capable of fulfilling our destiny.